Girl! Oh. What are my bangs doing? Get it together. Get it together. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Kristen Martin. I am a light worker, an author, a creative entrepreneur. I like to do all the things. If you can't tell, oh my gosh, hold on. I need to catch my breath. That'll get your heart pumping. I wasn't able to play the actual song I was dancing to because then I would have gotten a copyright strike and I'm not about that life. So, but I was dancing to, is it Usher? Yes, Usher's More. In case you want to go pump yourself up after this video. But welcome, 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 beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. As you can probably tell, there's a bit of a different energy. There's a bit of a different energy from my video from last week where I kind of talked about the direction that I would be going in. Clearly, I filmed that video before I went to a conference that changed my life. The Rise Conference by Rachel Hollis. I cannot say enough good things about this conference. If you don't listen to my podcast, That Smart Hustle, make sure you go listen to episode 75. Either press pause on this video and go listen to that, or, you know, wait until this video is over and then go listen to it because it is fire. This is what a woman looks like when she is standing in her truth, owning her past, present, and future. And this is a woman who's killing it and is in her power. Okay, so I'm back. I am back to YouTube. I am back. I have been brought back to life. And we're going in a new direction here. So like I said last week, I want to talk about the hard things. I want to talk about healing, transformation. I want to talk about our wounds, the things that are currently hurting right now, because if there's anything I learned at that conference, it is that women all over the world are struggling with the same things and no one is talking about it. So I was like, okay, well, raising my hand, I'm gonna talk about it. But real quick, I just want to say hi to the haters. Hi, you are beautiful souls, you just don't know it yet, but that is what I am here for. I am here for it. Okay, so, and I can thank Trent Shelton for this one because he said, your haters are just confused supporters and they just have a different way of showing their support. And I was like, speaking to my soul, man. Because here's the thing, when you really hate something, and I mean you really, really hate it, you don't go anywhere near that thing. You go out of your way to stay away from that thing. I'm gonna give you an example. I loathe cauliflower. I hate it. When all the diet trends are going like, make a cauliflower pizza, make a cauliflower this, I was like, no, gag. No cauliflower for me, right? So, what do I do when I go to the grocery store? Do I walk over to the aisle where the cauliflower is? You know, when it's misting down on it, and I don't even know, does it mist down on it? I pass right by it because I don't even look at it. So I hate cauliflower. So, you know, am I peeking over like, I wonder how much the cauliflower costs today. I wonder, you know, that head of cauliflower looks better than that head of cauliflower. I'm not even focused on the cauliflower because I'm not going to buy it because I hate it and I want nothing to do with it. So, if you are a hater, you're just a confused supporter and you don't know it yet. And you also have a beautiful soul and you don't know it yet. And I am here to do that work. So welcome. I am so happy that you are here. Ooh, did she just go there? Yes, she did. Yes, she did, girl. And this is the kind of energy that you are going to see. Well, I can't promise that because, you know, every day is different. But what are my bangs doing? Okay, this is the kind of energy, this is the kind of vibe, you know, it's same me, this has been me all along, but I'm just finally owning it. I am owning it and I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid. I was afraid before and I was like part way showing myself and I'm like, this is me, let's like dip a toe in the water. No, this is me in my power. This is me owning it. And I'm gonna talk about all the things in the future. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna talk about all the things from my past, my present, and also my future, the things that I'm scared of. But I'm owning all of it because when you own all the bad things or all the negative things or all the judgment, the criticism, the hate that people say about you, when you own it and you talk about yourself and what you've been going through and you own that struggle, you own that insecurity, you own that criticism, it becomes yours and no one can take it away from you. So guess what? I'm spilling the tea on myself. Okay, but before we get too far ahead of ourselves, because that's not happening in this video, we have a different purpose for this video, and that is the Whole 4 challenge. But I created this challenge because I want to feel like this every single day. I want to have this kind of energy. I want to bring this kind of vibe, this kind of intention, this kind of purpose. I want to live my life on purpose. I want to live it with full intention. And I want to live it on purpose and with intention in alignment with who I am at my core. My core. So you're seeing it probably for the first time. Unless you've been listening to my podcast, then you're probably like, ooh, she just came out. She just came out. This is her. This is her. Yes, it is me. And I am not sorry about it. The Whole 4 challenge. Putting on a bit more of a serious face real quick. The Whole 4 challenge is something that I created to help you live your life on purpose. So if you feel like you've lost that motivation or you just kind of like hate everything right now, this challenge is definitely for you. And even if you're loving everything right now, I think this challenge is still for you. I think anyone at any stage or phase in their life can take this challenge, and I truly believe that it is going to help you for the better, because everything I create, everything I put out there, it's just to help people. I just want to serve people. I want to help you. I want to figure stuff out for myself and be like, oh, this is how we can be every day. Let me show you how to be like this every single day, because it is damn fun. That's the other thing. There might be a little bit of cursing now, because when I get fired up, I realize I'm like, I curse and I'm not sorry about it. So if you have little ones around, maybe like put your headphones on or your earbuds in, because I don't know exactly where this is going. Okay. I'm done going off on my tangents here. The Whole 4 challenge is something that will be going on this entire week from August 12th to August 16th. And guess what? You are getting a new video from me every single day for the next 5 days. I guess for the next 4 days, because this is day 1. You are also getting a supplemental podcast episode to go along with that, because if you haven't been listening to my podcast lately, they are fire. And I find that I'm able to edit those so much faster than I am my YouTube videos. So I wanted to make sure I got that supplemental content out there. So that's a lot of content that's going to be coming at you over the next 4 days. There's a reason why I'm doing this, because on August 19th, a week from today, SOULFLOW, which is my newest personal development book, will be releasing out into the world. It's going to be available in paperback and ebook and on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all these other sites. And so this felt like the perfect way to lead up to the launch of that book. And I've also created something that I will be launching. And I'm just going to tell you, yes, it is a course, and also, yes, it is going to cost money, because I put my time and effort and energy and heart and soul into this, and it is a lot. It's like 10 plus, like possibly 15 plus hours of content. But what I'm doing is giving you a taste of that this week in this challenge, because I was like, this is too important to not have everyone go through it. But I'm going to explain real quick why I charge for my courses, which is like just hilarious that I even have to explain this, because I am running a business, not a charity. But you know, one day I will be running a charity / nonprofit, and you know what it takes to do that? Money. So I'm here again, owning it. I love money because I know the things that I'm going to do with that money are going to help and impact and serve other people. So I will be launching something this Friday, August 16th, that ties directly into this Whole 4 challenge. But again, I wanted to make sure that this was available to everyone out there who wanted to participate, because I'm here to do the soul level healing. I'm here to talk about the hard stuff, and that is what the Whole 4 challenge is all about. So I created something that I decided to name the Whole 4 wheel. And there are 4 major categories of that wheel: wealth, wellness, wonder, and worth. And then there are subcategories underneath each one of those, and there's 5 for each of them. So for day 1, we're going to focus on the wealth category, and we're going to focus on the subcategory mindset. That's what we're going to talk about today. For day 2, tomorrow, we're going to talk about wellness in the sense of holistic wellness on a spiritual level. Day 3, we're going to talk about wonder, and specifically how to add more joy into your days. Day 4, we're going to talk about your worth, which is probably my favorite topic, and we're really going to dive into self-healing. And then day 5 is going to be a bit of a wrap-up, and where I'm going to announce this new launch for this new course. So that's kind of the schedule for the rest of this week. So let's go ahead and talk about a wealth mindset. So when we're talking about wealth in general, a lot of the time people just tend to think about, you know, the financial side of things. When you hear the word wealth, you probably immediately think of money. But when I think of the word wealth, I think of it as more of a concept. So I think about it as having a wealth mindset, having a wealth of knowledge, wealth in your growth, wealth in your energy, wealth in abundance. So when I think about wealth, I think about all these different categories, which is exactly why they are the subcategories underneath wealth in the whole four wheel. One of the things that I think so many of us struggle with in our day-to-day is our mindset and the thoughts that we are thinking. Because I've done so much research on this, but you know, there's so many different sources out there that say we have over 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 negative thoughts per day. And when you think about it, those thoughts, everything you're thinking, because that's your reality. That's what's happening in your mind. That's the story or the movie that's playing out in your mind. So when you're like, oh, I can't afford that, or oh, I'll never get into that school, I'll never get that job, I'll never find that dream partner, I'll never get pregnant, I'll never whatever, right? So you have all these different stories and these limiting beliefs. And the biggest issue I found is that these things were either told to us when we were younger, or it's something we picked up along the way. Normally this happens like really, really early on in your childhood. And if you remember what I said last week, limiting beliefs are just repeated opinions, repeated thoughts that have been playing over and over and over again in your head. And then you repeat the thought over and over again in your head, and it cements itself into an actual belief as a part of your belief system. So if we don't catch what we are thinking about when those negative thoughts pop up, if we don't catch them as soon as they pop up, if we just let them slip by, that's going to be the narrative for the rest of our lives. It takes a conscious awareness and also that willingness. You have to be willing to stop the thought in its tracks, to like pluck it out of your mind and look at it from all angles and say, where did this come from, and is it actually true? So for example, with all of the hate and the judgment and the criticism that's been coming out about me on the YouTubes, I had to pluck that whole situation out of my mind, because I started telling myself I wasn't good enough, I wasn't smart enough, that I was greedy, that I was selfish, all the things that people are saying about me, right? Okay, so I had to pluck that out of my head and like look at it and observe it. And I was like, am I greedy? No. Am I selfish? No. I've been making free content for like 5 years, and like every week at that. So am I selfish? No. Am I smart enough? I think I'm smart enough. Am I good enough? That's the one that gets me. The good enough and also the worthy enough. Good and worthy, those have been my two limiting beliefs for like my whole life. Okay, so when I plucked that situation out of my head and I looked at it from all angles, and I started questioning it, then I started asking myself, what things in my life make what these statements, what these people have said about me, what makes them untrue? What experiences have I had in my life that make them untrue? And I'm like, well, I'm smart enough because I had a 4.2 GPA in high school, and I graduated from college with honors, and I have a master's degree, and I've been able to figure out how to write a book, build a business, become a creative entrepreneur, film YouTube videos, learn how to do that and edit them, do the same thing with I'm like, when I really want to do something, I figure it out. I set my mind to it. And do I make mistakes along the way? Yeah, I do, but that's a part of the process. That's a part of the growth process and learning, because if I don't make those mistakes, I'm never gonna learn. I'm never gonna learn anything. I'm just gonna stay stuck, and I don't wanna stay stuck. So I take all of those experiences that I've had in my past that make those things untrue. And if you don't have, and this is the thing, you might think you don't have something that can combat that. Like for me, it was like, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not good enough. But I guarantee you, you will find something. And if you can't find something, then it may be that you need to look at things on a more spiritual, on more of like a soul level. Because when it comes to your worth, you are worthy because you are breathing. That's it. So once we have our past experiences that make all of these negative thoughts and these limiting beliefs untrue, then we can start to reframe them. Just like with all of, the hate and criticism, I plucked that out and I was like, these people don't hate me, because if they hated me, they would want nothing to do with anything I'm doing. And yet they're still here and they're still watching this video right now. They're just confused supporters because they have a lot of insecurities and doubts and things that are hurting, a lot of pain points that need to be healed. And here I am to bring that healing to the surface. I am here to help with that. So now when I see a negative comment or something that's really hateful, I can look at that, and I can look at that as a scared child who hasn't been paid attention to, who is just lashing out at something because they have unhealed wounds inside. That's how I view anyone who says anything negative or hateful. I'm just like, they're hurting, and that hurts my heart because I'm an empath and I don't want anyone to hurt. I hurt for way too long and I'm not hurting anymore, and I want to bring that. You can probably feel my passion through the screen. I want to bring that to everyone because we should not be hurting. We need to fix this and we need to be better. It's all about the reframing. That's it. It's about being able to pluck a thought from your mind and look at it from all angles and really just observe it, see what's going on there, see what feelings and what hurt is attached to that, and then reframe it in a way that is empowering. And the way that it's going to be empowering is that you own it. The camera may have shifted because I've been talking so much that at 25 minutes, my camera cuts off. So had to turn it back on. We're taking our limiting beliefs and we're shifting them to empowering beliefs. And how do you do that? You own it. You own whatever that negativity is. So for me, in order to own this hatred and this negativity, this judgment and this criticism, whenever I see a hateful or a negative comment come through, the empowering belief is, this person is hurting and I can help them. Today's challenge, day 1 of your workbook, you can find that worksheet. You are going to keep track of, and I'm going to tell you this, there's going to be a lot, because when I first did this, I had like over 78 negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that were popping up. And a lot of them were repeated. And that's how you know it's something that's like, that happened when you were way younger, because if it keeps popping up, those are gonna, I'm just gonna say this, those are gonna be the harder ones to change. But again, that's something that we are going to work on shifting. But I want you to keep track of all of those negative thoughts just for today that pop up in your head. So anytime you're like, oh, I can't afford that, I can't do that, I don't have time to do this, whatever it might be, whatever the negative thought, if it's not something, this is how you know when something is a negative thought. It's funny that I have to explain this, but I'm gonna do it because sometimes people need to be like, oh, when you have a negative thought, it doesn't feel good. If it doesn't feel good to you, it is a negative thought. And so that's the stuff that we need to keep track of. In your on your worksheet, in your workbook, you will notice there's a space on the left-hand side for you to write down your limiting beliefs. And I think there's only like 15 blank spaces. So if you need to pull out a journal or something, like if you're like, wow, these just keep coming, I can't stop these. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to, tonight, like later on tonight, once the day is over with, you're gonna look back through all those limiting beliefs. And if you need to like meditate or like, you know, center yourself to get ready for this, because it's not easy work to do and it might take you some time. I'm gonna be honest, you might cry, but you need to cry because that's a part of the healing, trust me. So you have your limiting beliefs, you look at them and you're gonna pluck each one of those out like this, like it's suddenly separate from you. And you're just gonna observe it, just observe it. Ask those questions. Where did this come from? How do I feel about this? Who said this to me? You're gonna figure out the origin point, figure out the age that you acquired that limiting belief, and then you're going to reframe it into something powerful. And even if you can't believe, like if you say, I am powerful, or I am amazing, or I am Wonder Woman, or I am smart, I am enough. If you can't get behind that statement, then you can shift it to say, I'm choosing to believe that. You can put that little phrase in front of it, so that way it's more believable for you at first. That's the hard thing with affirmations and like rewriting your limiting beliefs for a lot of people, is they're like, it sounds so cheesy, I can't get behind it. So just use the phrase, I'm choosing to believe blank. And what I want you to do for the rest of the week, because all of these exercises are going to build off of one another, is every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed, once you've rewritten your new empowering beliefs, I want you to say them to yourself once in the morning, and if you could do it in front of a mirror, that's awesome. If you just want to read them, but say them out loud. Like, go somewhere, don't say it in your head. You need to say it out loud. You need to hear yourself in your own voice say these new empowering beliefs. I want you to do that for this entire week, morning and night. So twice a day. If you need to set an alarm in your phone, do that. But I can promise you this is going to start to shift all of those mental blocks that you've been having about your life and why you can't go after the things that you really want. So that is how we're going to start our journey in building a wealth mindset. So if you think of a thought and you're like, is this a wealthy mindset? Is this a thought that is serving me? Is it a thought that is making me better? Is it a thought that makes me feel empowered? Those thoughts, great, keep those thoughts. But if it's not that, it's a limiting belief and it's stemming from somewhere, and we need to figure out where that's coming from. So that is day 1 of the Whole 4 challenge, and I'm going to leave the link if you want more on this mindset, because I really do go deeper into this. Make sure to listen to the supplemental podcast episode, which you can find linked in the description box below. And if you are not already, make sure that you are following me on Instagram. My handle is @author Kristen Martin, because I'm going to have some really cool like Insta stories templates and things like that that you can use. And I would love to see how this is going for you guys. I would love to see what your new empowering beliefs are. So if you can tag it with #Whole4, like the number, challenge, and then tag me @author Kristen Martin in your Instagram posts and your Insta stories, please do, because I would love to see your progress and I want to repost them. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow for day 2 with love and light.